Hi everyone, I'm Abby and I'm a student in social media strategies at Bellarmine University, and I am going to take you through the Hootsuite 2022 takeaways, which are a very comprehensive overview of all things digital, covering everything you need to know about the world's online behaviors, and it takes data from 230 countries and territories, so it's truly a global look at online activities and looking forward into our digital future. And businesses can use this to gain a little bit of an edge for their social media presence, for their online presence. So that's pretty cool. We did talk about this a little bit in class a bit ago, but I'm gonna go through it, kind of like give my own little insights, perspectives as a 20-year-old college student who's also learning more about social media while taking this social media strategies class. And I'm also going to be eating my lovely dinner from a local dining hall at my campus. So, if you just like to watch things while you eat, or you like to kind of have someone's presence while you eat, I know eating can be hard sometimes. I know that from personal experience. Then, just turn this on. Let's eat dinner together and I'll talk about social media, things like that. And I'm looking at the takeaways on my computer and I'll have them put up on the side somewhere. So yeah, these are the top takeaways, because really there are a ton of takeaways, but these are just kind of a general summary of the top takeaways from 2022 data. We'll be looking at a bunch of topics such as social media uses, social media advertising, advertising on TikTok specifically, and e-commerce. Well, I guess I should also show you what I'm eating. So I got a fairly staple meal for myself at this dining location. This is a Southwest salad. It's very yummy. It's got grilled chicken, cheese, black bean and corn salsa, and tortilla strips with an avocado ranch. And then I paired it with curly fries. They are kind of a little stale. Not very crunchy, but that's okay, I'm just really hungry. And I'm a college student, so anything will do. Food is food. So let's get into it, shall we? But starting with social media usage. Number of social media users, 4.62 billion. That's a lot. And I don't know if you noticed the world's population did just hit 8 billion. So that's more than half of the world's population on social media. That's quite a lot of people. It's been a while since I took a stats class, so bear with me. I dropped a fry on the floor. Average daily time spent using social media, 2 hours and 27 minutes. Oh my gosh. I feel like that can vary from day to day. We did a social media inventory at the beginning of the semester, and I have a very busy semester. So I did my inventory on a day that was fairly busy, because that will be my normal. And I had a lot of meetings, and it was a full day of classes and working and things like that. And my social media usage was not a lot. But I also didn't really have the time or the energy at night to, do a nightly scroll on TikTok or anything like that. So I know that it wasn't representative of everything, my normal social media usage. But 2 hours and 27 minutes feels like a lot, at least to me. But I know for some people that could be nothing at all, because TikTok, easy to spend that much time on. Easy. At least in my humble opinion. Average number of social platforms used each month, 7.5. Okay. How many social platforms do I go on? Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. Well, they're the easy ones, I guess. I go on Be Real. I'm on Be Real. I feel like there's more. But 5 off the top of my head. Oh, I guess a lot of people go on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, so I guess that makes 6. Another thing that stuck out to me, social media users versus population, but in the age group of 13 and up, is 74.8%. Personally, I feel like this is going to increase as the older generation didn't really grow up with social media, while people under the age of 13 are growing up with social media. Even 13-year-olds grew up with social media. I'm 20 and I feel like I grew up with social media. So I feel like that number is definitely going to go up as people who are older are on social media more, or at least have been on social media, have social media accounts. But then the next statistic right next to it, social media users versus total internet users, 93.4%. So that leftover, let me do some math, 6.6%. I think 6.6% are people that use the internet but not social media. I think that's interesting. I feel like that is probably some of the older generations, maybe, possibly. Or, like, I know some people who grew up that were not allowed to have social media until a certain age, so that could also be them. I don't know, but that feels like a really big number. So most people that use the internet are on social media, which I think is very interesting. Bottom row, the last two statistics, there are more men than women on social media. But it's still like fairly in the middle, I would say. That one was crunchy. Only like an 8% difference between the two. I wonder why that is. I feel like I feel more of a social media presence from women. I feel like, at least in my age group, in my age demographic, men don't post as much. But also I'm thinking about like Instagram. Next page. 10.1% growth in social media users over the last year. That's a lot considering there are billions of people on the planet. Nearly 500 million users joined social media in 2021. Dang, that's a lot. That's probably going to go up. That's kind of all I have to say about that. Fry break. I also have water in a Buc-ee's cup. Cheers. Cheers. Okay. Next page. Oh, this one I think is interesting. The most used social media platform is Facebook. I guess it's like one of the oldest. I see a lot of my family members on Facebook. Like, I have a Facebook. I don't go on it as like really that much. And that's where I will see older relatives on social media. They're on Facebook. But are they on like Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat? Not really. Especially like my grandparents, for sure. Facebook is at the top. But then what I thought was interesting was Facebook Messenger is quite further down than Facebook, which I thought was interesting because I feel like they go hand in hand. They're like the same thing. Facebook Messenger is where you can actually like directly message someone that you're friends with on Facebook. And I don't think you can really do that, like directly communicate with someone on Facebook unless you're on Facebook Messenger. So I really feel like they would go hand in hand and like be popular together. Like, I would think of them as being one thing, not necessarily separate, but you do have to download two separate apps for them, which I think is interesting. But I think it's interesting how like way like 2 billion-ish less people use Facebook Messenger. And then next is YouTube. I feel like that kind of makes sense though, because YouTube is basically the hub for anything videos, like tutorials, anything like that. And you know, there's that link between Google and YouTube. I don't know, when I think of the internet, I think of Google. So I feel like that kind of makes sense to me. I'm a bit surprised that Facebook is above YouTube. WhatsApp being the third, I can see that because it can be used across countries. It's a communication platform. For those who may not know, I didn't really know much about it until my older sister went to study abroad in Italy, and so my parents downloaded WhatsApp to communicate with her because she was able to communicate internationally when connected to Wi-Fi via WhatsApp. Here at my university, international students use WhatsApp to communicate. I kind of would think at first, when going to study abroad in London this past summer, we had mostly had like a Snapchat group chat, something like that, because most of us were from America. But for the few students that were not from America, they don't really use Snapchat at all. And so they got Snapchat, but we still were using WhatsApp to communicate with instructors, with professors. And then just going down a bit, there were a lot of social media platforms that I've never heard of. But you know, America is not the only country in the world. So I'm surprised to see Twitter so down low on this, as like I feel like I see so many things from Twitter, like screenshots or like people reacting to Twitter threads or things like that. I finished my fries. I took a little fry break. So the next slide is about Facebook specifically, is saying that like, yeah, it's still the most widely used social media platform. But then under the what this means, I think this is a very good takeaway for businesses, or like any small business, any corporation, anything like that. At least 79% of users on 10 of the world's top social platforms are also on Facebook. If you have a business and you're looking to reach a very wide audience, I feel like Facebook is definitely the way to go. You can reach a lot more of the older population on Facebook, and a lot of the younger population as well, because I know that there are tons of people like me who have Facebook to stay in contact with family, and Facebook does have a lot of affordances or things within the platform that you can use, like you can set up a fundraiser, you can organize events, you can sell stuff on Marketplace, make little videos on Facebook Watch. There are so many things that you can do to promote your business on Facebook, so it is very smart to have Facebook if you have a business. Next slide. I'm skipping ahead a slide to go to favorite social media platforms because I thought that this slide was also very interesting. Favorite social media platforms, WhatsApp is at the very top, and I feel like this is because people communicate a lot. And then next is Instagram, followed by Facebook. Those are ones where you do actually post and share content, and can do a lot of things, really personalize your profile, things like that. I can see why those are favorites. They've also been around for a really long time. TikTok is a fairly new social media platform. It has already reached number 6 on this. So it's already number 6 as the favorite social media platform. It's already come above Twitter and Pinterest, Snapchat, iMessage, and a bunch of other platforms. A lot of platforms that I've never heard of. Again, but most of these, as we come up to the favorites, more of them I have heard of. So I wonder why that is, if a lot of the ones that are most widely used are not on the favorites. Maybe just because those top 3 are just huge. Maybe. I don't know. Where is YouTube on favorites? YouTube is not on the list of favorites, even though it's the second most used platform. I think that's interesting, but Facebook Messenger is up there and YouTube isn't? What? Next one, going more into WhatsApp being the most favorite social media platform. It is free, reliable, and accessible almost anywhere in the world. Super awesome. It's a great business tool, I guess, to like communicate with prospective customers and clients and things like that. I got a tattoo when I was in London, and I communicated with the small business that I was going through via WhatsApp. So since it's so widely used and it's a huge favorite, having that as a communication platform to use with clients and customers could be really useful, because that way you can easily communicate with a bunch of people. I think that's cool. Now we are going into social media advertising. Looking at this advertising data, I think why this is an important takeaway is just to note how important it is to have a business present on multiple social media platforms, as a lot of users use different social media platforms simultaneously. Like I mentioned, I'm on TikTok, Instagram fairly regularly, also on Facebook, and so having your business on multiple platforms could reach more people, but also just create a wider presence for customers. Like if I keep seeing your ad on multiple platforms and I'm already tempted by it, if I keep seeing it, I might just take it as a sign that I need to invest, you know? So some of the really big statistics here that I think are really interesting: more than 84% of TikTok users are also on Facebook. That's a lot of people that you could reach on TikTok and Facebook simultaneously. Almost 88% of Twitter users are also on Instagram. I also think that is just a huge platform right there. So they value that social media network, and so using both of those social media networks, you create a presence, you can reach a lot more people. They can see more. A lot of these that are listed of these social media platforms also use Facebook. Like the lowest amount of percentages of people that use Facebook in addition to an app is YouTube users also using Facebook is only 79%. That's the lowest for all of using Facebook. Again, why Facebook is so important. A lot are also using WhatsApp, so back to WhatsApp being so useful. The percentages for the amount of people on social media platforms also using TikTok is fairly low, like in the 40 and 50%, but I feel like that's going to go up as TikTok gains popularity and becomes more of a normal. All right, I'm gonna take a little break to mix up my salad. I'm ready to eat it. Okay, yay! Here's what she looks like now. Very yummy. So I don't really know much about money. This slide is about money. Need a little salad break. Oh, I forgot to ask, what are you eating? How's your food over there? I hope you have something really good. Something a little bit better than my cold fries. So, I hope you have something really good that makes your tummy happy. Eat something that makes you happy. Food should bring joy. Let me know what you're eating. I want to know what you all like. Anyway, I'm going into TikTok advertising specifically. I think what is the biggest takeaway, at least for me, is the first stat, which is potential reach of ads on TikTok for ages 18 and up only is 884.9 million people. TikTok is still growing, so that number is going to go up. And that's only 18 and up only. A lot of people who are younger than 18 have TikTok, so that could reach even more people. And I don't know about you, but when I saw an ad of something I wanted, I would go to my mom and be like, I want this. Can I have this? And that's effective. And then another thing that I think is interesting is that TikTok ads reach more women than men. It is a 14% difference. So for businesses targeted more towards women and feminine products, anything like that, TikTok could be a really useful asset for you. Another thing though that I noticed that I could see could have businesses not necessarily look at TikTok as a potential social media platform to include in their strategy is TikTok ad reach age 18 and plus versus total internet users is only 17.9%, and TikTok ad reach ages 18 and up versus the total population ages 18 and up is only 15.9%. Still though, those small percentages are a lot of people because there are a lot of people in the world, a lot of people using the internet. But I could see how in this very moment it might not be an app to necessarily include having ads on for a business. Still, it's growing, so create your presence now. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Most of the audience for TikTok, they're a lot younger. So ads generated towards a younger audience could be a lot more effective, as you know, a lot of the users are quite young, most of them being 18 to 24 years old. So yeah, you know, also having ads generated towards a younger audience's sense of humor or interests or anything like that could prove to be more effective. So now going to e-commerce, I think this first slide is very interesting as these are statistics for just weekly online shopping activities. So the first one, purchase a product or service online. 58.4% of internet users ages 16 to 64 bought something online weekly. That's a lot. So again, social media ads can go a long way and can get a lot of people to invest in your business. The next slide that I think is interesting, main channels for online brand research. This is internet users ages 16 to 64 who use each channel as a primary source of information when researching brands. The biggest one is search engines. Social networks, so all of those social media platforms are number 2. Businesses having a social media presence can reach a ton of more people and help your business a lot, have more people invest in your business. And then just another thing to notice, as people are younger, they use social networks just a smidge more than search engines to research brands. But then as the population gets older, search engines becomes the prime channel for searching up a brand. All right, and those were all of the main things that I decided to go through. I've been talking so much that I haven't finished my salad yet. I finished my fries, not my salad, but that's okay. I'm just so interested in these takeaways. I'm sorry, and I don't know. I hope that this was interesting to you. I hope that you got some takeaways from these main takeaways. And if you have a business, whether that be small or large, hopefully these statistics and findings can help you develop your social media strategy to create more interaction and profit for your brand. And also just, fun facts about social media. I thought this was interesting, and I don't have a business, but that could just be me. But I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope that what you eat today is good, makes your tummy happy. We'll see you next time from Social Media Strategies. Check out other videos on the channel. And yeah, that's all. Bye.